Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Great to see you today. I'm going to put together a quick video and show you how I make my creatine cookie. Yes, I said that right, my creatine cookie. Now this only does take four pretty simple ingredients. So first thing we're going to use is our creatine, just raw, unflavored, plain creatine, peanut butter. So you can use whatever kind of peanut butter you like. I like the creamy honey from Kroger, personal preference. And then a little bit of chocolate syrup right here. So I use the, once again, Simple 5, so it doesn't have a lot of artificial ingredients or anything like that. And then the one artificial thing we will toss in here, we're gonna use a little bit of Splenda as well. The first thing I'm gonna do is start opening up all my ingredients because I've already got them together. And I'm gonna grab some peanut butter. Now, there's better ways to do this. I 100% agree with you. I am not measuring stuff out. So, as I said, I know there's better ways to do it. So I'm just gonna get a hunk of peanut butter. I'm gonna take probably a little too much, but this much. And I'm gonna put it into my dish real quick. I have a spoon and a spatula I'm using to do this. The second thing I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna dump my creatine. So I do put a little bit more creatine than the standard 5 grams. And I am, for context, I'm 45. I've been training in the gym for, 30 years. So I do put about 2 scoops in, and there's a reason for that. It's not just for the muscle side of things, even though that is the main benefit and why I take creatine, but there's also some cognitive function benefits when you go a little heavier dosage. And I have not got up to 20 milligrams or 20 grams a day yet. To me, that just seems like a lot so far. So, yeah, I don't take quite that much. So far on my dish, I have my peanut butter, my creatine, I put 3 packs of Splenda in, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of chocolate syrup in there. And now I'm gonna mix these ingredients together. We might need more peanut butter, but that's why I started putting the chocolate syrup in here, because it does have a little bit of sugar. I know that it's not the ideal situation for some of us. They're trying to really watch our sugar intake, like myself. But the reason that I started adding the little bit of Hershey syrup is because I do watch my sugar. So yes, 100% accurate. But I also don't want to eat too much fat all the time. I'm kind of ketogenic, but not, I wouldn't say 100% in ketosis all the time. And I do allow myself a little bit of variance. So I just don't want too much sugar, especially not in the middle of the day. That's the thing that affects me the most personally. When I spike my blood sugar in the middle of the workday or something like that, Monday through Friday, and I really notice it because it just, my mental cognitivity and function's just not there. But when I take creatine, and it does offset that slightly. So another reason as to why I take a little bit more than our standard 5 grams for your physical function. So I do have everything blended together in my my dish now. I'm gonna get cleaned up a little bit. I'm gonna put this onto to a baking sheet with some lined parchment paper. So here's my dough. My cookie dough is what it looks like so far. Right here, it looks like just a ball of peanut butter, which it pretty much is, but it also has creatine in it. So, and then next thing we're gonna do, we get all our ingredients out of our way. And then what I do is I have my lined baking tray right here, and I like to just scoop my creatine cookie out and drop it onto my my baking sheet, and I'll come through, just give my bowl a quick once over. But the reason, once again, I put a little chocolate in is it makes this peanut butter significantly less sticky overall. I mean, peanut butter in general is sticky, but when I make this, I don't want it to be too sticky and stick to all my utensils. Add that little bit, just that touch of Hershey syrup to this, just really, it doesn't change the flavor all that much. It doesn't add too much sugar, but it really does help the texture of this cookie. So here it is, and now we're gonna turn our oven on. Preheated it up to, I don't run this too hot. I'm gonna run it at 370 today. This is a trial and error thing. Sometimes I run it at 370, sometimes I run it at 365, sometimes I run it at 350. But once the oven gets up to temp, we're gonna put this in. So see you guys in a minute. Now that we have our oven nice and preheated up, we are going to take our cookie and we'll put it in. Typically, I don't set a timer with this. What I'll do is after I let my oven preheat to the temperature, as I said, I put it on 370 today. I'm going to let it sit there for about 2 minutes. I'm just going to turn the oven off, and I'm going to let that thing just kind of cook in the oven with the oven off. It's just kind of how I do it. I'm not in any rush. I do work at home, and I'll have this with my lunch this afternoon. So that's kind of why I do it that way, though. It's just because I'm not in any hurry and I have the time, I guess. But if I did have a little bit bigger of a hurry, I would probably cook about 6 of these things for the week, or 7 of these things for the week, all in one day, and just stick them in the fridge. But I cook them for about 12 minutes or so. They don't need a lot of time. They really don't. I don't want to burn it, but I also want it to turn into more of a cookie texture than be just a lob of peanut butter. So once we pop this thing out, I'll show you guys what it looks like. See you soon. Here we have our peanut butter creatine cookie. We're just going to let that sit and cool. It's time to enjoy. Our peanut butter cookie. We have our creatine cookie right here. Break a little piece off and enjoy. Let me know in the comments what you think, if this is something you guys would use or find value in. So see you guys soon.